It's a brand new episode of the Kickout podcast, the Summerslam review 2022. I'm back with my team. Apart from one's missing, but the whole gang is here. Max, Scan, Tay, Skillet. This is the Summerslam 2002 review. How are you all?
Yeah, blessed, man.
I'm good.
Happy to be back.
Good to see you all. I feel like we need to start doing some pods in person, man. COVID is done, and I'm all for the online podcasting. I'm all for it. Don't get it twisted because we all have busy lives, but we need to start meeting up again, get into that lab. We not have to, but this for special occasions like this. We could have had SummerSlam podcasting outdoors. It's a lovely day. We could be doing this while seagulls are flocking around us. But anyway, I'm glad you all are good, and I'm just going to go straight into it. Vince McMahon. Who's going to go first?
Nah. Hey. Nara sucker.
Max, I'm going to go to you first, Max. When you heard the news, what did you think? It was quite shocking, wasn't it? But kind of expected at the same time.
Look, we know he ain't retired out of his own fruition. This guy's on the run, like literally. They said they're making some Netflix documentary about his life. They should be making a film of him on the run right now, like him running to like South America and hiding in some cave or something like that. Like, I don't know what this guy has done. It's obviously probably serious matters we shouldn't be joking about, but like, he's retired. He stepped away. It's a new day, innit? Like, and it's so far so good. It looks like so. I guess we'll eventually learn about his crimes, and then we can, choose to celebrate what he has done for the industry and, his madness. But for now,
that's exactly
just move on.
That's exactly it, isn't it? That's the reason why we didn't do a dedicated episode to Vince McMahon. We didn't go straight away because we would have done an episode with these big news, but we don't know to the extent how bad these allegations are. We don't know how bad. I mean, he's doing madness. We all know that for a fact, but we don't know what else there could be. So I don't want to do a pod. I don't want to do it. You know what I want to do? I don't want to do an episode of Raw when they celebrated Benoit after he died. And they're like, Benoit, and all the wrestlers are doing their speeches about Benoit. And then you find out a week later, he killed his wife and kid. We don't want to do that. I'm not saying Vince is doing that, but we don't know if Vince is on some R. Kelly nonsense. We don't know. So we're just going to keep it there. He's a big figure in sports professional wrestling. He is professional wrestling. He is sports entertainment. He's the reason why we all watch the show. But we are not going to say anything of merit until we find out what's going on. So there's a new era now marked in stone. It's graved. The Triple H Helmsley era. This is official, by the way, for those who think Vince might be running stuff behind the scenes. I mean, don't get it twisted. He is Vince McMahon. There might be some things we'll have saying. But this is definitely a takeover moment where Stephanie and Triple H has, I would say, 99.1% of say of what's going on right now in the world of WWE. Scan, have you been waiting for this moment? Are you looking forward for this Helmsley McMahon era? And I ain't talking about 99 Attitude era.
You know what, man? It's definitely refreshing. You felt it immediately when you watch SummerSlam, when you watch Raw. You know what's coming. You're seeing more wrestling, less nonsense. And you can tell Tripp listens to the fans, man. He's a bit Tony Khan in a way where he's a bit of a mark for he wants to impress like the internet nerds and all of that business, man, and just give us what we want, man, because to be honest with you, it's escapism, you know what I mean? We want to be entertained, So in that respect, yeah, it's refreshing, and it's definitely a good look for the WWE right now.
Hey, how are you feeling about this new era? I know you must be excited.
I'm here for it. I'm all over this. I've been waiting for that guy to step down for a little while just because it was getting a bit stale. And we all know it was stale for a while now. And whilst they do what's best for business, they don't really listen to fans until WrestleMania. And there comes a time in the year, like I want to see some stuff for the fans throughout the year, not just we get a big present at WrestleMania, and then you ignore us for the rest of the year and just carry on doing what you want to do, pushing who you want to push. So I'm here for it. I'm already happy to see what I'm seeing. I feel like there's going to be a lot of nepotism. Like a lot of Triple H's people are going to come in. We're going to see NXT revived in the form of SmackDown and Raw. But that NXT was good. So I'm kind of here for it. I want to see what happens.
Yeah, well, I'm hearing rumors that he wants to bring back the black and gold. He wants to get rid of the 2.0 and he wants to actually bring back official NXT like it used to be in all its glory. Max, do you know if that's true? You're the man that kind of is a bit more close to the air, to the dirt sheets than I am these days.
Those rumors, those rumors came out, and I think they've only been confirmed a bit more with so over SummerSlam weekend they held tryouts for upcoming wrestlers, and apparently it was more of the college people rather than independent wrestlers, and apparently those were a complete disaster. As that's coming out, a lot of people were concussed, a lot of people were injured because it's the blind leading the blind. You're doing basic stuff in what is a tryout, but it's like if you've never wrestled before, you're gonna find it difficult and you're gonna make mistakes and people are gonna get hurt. And the noise coming out right now is that they're never doing that again in terms of just focusing on just college people and stuff like that, and that Triple H will get back to hiring indie talents as well as still looking at the college kind of people, but like you need to have the blend of people that have some experience in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that the college way in is a working formula. We see it with people like Bianca Belair, but we definitely need those wrestling expertise, those indie guys that come in there and coach and teach people, guide people along the way. All right, let's talk. Let's get straight into SummerSlam. Should we talk about SummerSlam? It was in Nashville this year, wasn't it? Nashville, Tennessee, and they kicked off with Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. They've done it. They've actually. Don't get me wrong. I feel like we all said it during WrestleMania. They kind of like did the wrongdoings to Bianca last year at SummerSlam by giving her that pedestal at WrestleMania. But I think they've really officially said, listen, we my bad for what we did last year, even though that was Vince McMahon's idea. And they've really skipped the spotlight to Bianca in this match. Bianca is now a officially made woman. Max, let's go to you first. What was your thoughts on the EST versus the man?
I thought maybe their WrestleMania match was better than this.
Definitely.
But, it was still good. I think just as a culmination of this story of this, obviously the struggle of Bianca Belair getting the title back after losing it a year ago, 26 seconds to Becky, and then Bianca trying to hold on to it whilst Becky kind of did whatever she could to get back to this title. And then almost right at the end of it, it was the concession of Becky then saying to Bianca, like, no, you are better than me. You are the BEST, like, and that kind of face turn sort of thing. I thought the match was really good. Like, you don't put these guys in a positions to open a pay-per-view if you don't think they're going to deliver. And time again, they deliver. It's just a shame that I'll say that, Becky is now injured. And to be honest, they're probably lucky that Triple H has taken control, because Becky has probably been the best part with Riddle, maybe the best part of Raw for the past year. And if Becky was gone and Vince was still in charge, God knows what that show, would be looking like. So now it's literally like good poetry. The likes of Bayley's come back. There's new management as well that cares about women's wrestling. So it should be in good hands, and Becky can go off and take as much time as she needs to kind of rest up and repair that separated shoulder.
Tay, what did you think of this match?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great match. It's not their best match, like you said, kind of echoing Mix, but it was a really good match. It was a great opener to the show. It got me kind of excited for the rest. And I was quite happy at the kind of ending, especially when kind of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky now came out. That was wicked. I loved that. And there are people, I'm sure people who listen to this, there are people that I just love for no reason at all. And Dakota Kai is one of them. So I was so happy to see her come back. I was so happy. And it's upsetting that Becky is, like you said, gone off injured, because that would have been a really good storyline, like them kind of not tag teaming, but on the same side against Bailey and her new minions.
Scandu, so you think it might? I mean, yes, Metz and Tay is absolutely right. It is upsetting that Becky is off the injured list because she's the mega star in WWE, but it does give a bit of room for other women to kind of get a bit more TV time. The Asukas, the Alexa Blisses. What do you think about the potential of them and Bianca Belair? Obviously, we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw afterwards, but do you think this kind of opens up a bit of a booking creative spark for the new revolution of Triple H to kind of give the highlight to other women now that Becky might be off?
Do you know what? It definitely freshens things up. And just the anticipation of Asuka versus Io Sky.
Don't even get me started, bro.
And with Triple H at the helm, he's going to give it the respect it deserves. We're going to get a good 20 minutes solid match. So the matches that are on the table right now, we got a little bit of it with Io and Bianca yesterday. So it's exciting in that respect, and I think WWE definitely leads the way when it comes to exposure to women wrestling at the moment. And it's exciting, man. And also with the news that Sasha Banks and Naomi might be coming back, it's just
it just gets better and better, right? I feel like Triple H really devoted his time to make sure the women's division was something special in NXT, and obviously it translated to the main roster. But now that he has the reins of the main roster keys, he can really, really drive home how important women's division is from top to bottom, not just in the main event status, but also in the mid-card status and also with the tag team division as well. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen here. Yeah, mark-up moment for me when I saw Bailey come out looking great. I was happy. And then when I heard the theme song of Dakota Kai and Io Shirai, I was like, yo, this is nuts. So great way for Triple H to respond and answer to put a stamp on his new era now that Vince is gone. All right, let's talk about Logan Paul versus The Miz. Again, Logan Paul is out here impressing all of us. Scandus, I'm going to go to you. What did you think of this match?
It was smooth, man. And it's interesting, actually, that I found out after the match that AJ Styles was training Logan Paul. Because and you could tell, the fluidity and the transitions between moves, he didn't even come across like I was watching a celebrity or a YouTuber, and I think we're getting to a stage in the game where the bar's been raised, maybe by Bad Bunny or whatever, but like our expectations for these celebrities now, you need to be coming at their same level as these pro wrestlers, man. And you can't really hate on him, man. He came through and he delivered. It wasn't a 5-star classic, but it was passable. So I was definitely impressed with Logan Paul, man. And that frog splash, my God.
Yeah, on the announce table. Tay, I know you've had your little bit of gripe with Logan. I know you haven't really been the biggest Logan supporter, but you do give credit where credit's due, and you've been doing that on the group chat. Tell me what you think about Logan Paul's progress.
I respect it. I hate him, but I respect it. No, he did so good. Like the loser in this is Bad Bunny because he thought he came in and did something, and then Logan Paul just wiped him out of the picture, and now it's like, yes, Logan Paul. It was a great match for someone who is not a full-time wrestler or even a part-time wrestler. Like he did amazing, and obviously Miz was in there doing his thing as Miz does, trying to put him over. It was a great match. It was a fun match to watch as well.
2 questions for you, Max. First question: Logan Paul as a face, does it work, or do you think that she should have been booked as a bad guy going to this match? And B, Ciampa with The Miz, what's your thoughts?
They need to book Logan as a bad guy because the crowd wants to hate him. Although the crowd did cheer him on Raw, but it's just he is a bad guy. He is a popular rich twat. Sorry to say it, that's what he is.
That's true.
Right? And people want to hate on him, so just let's let them do it, sort of thing. I guess we'll see how it goes. I can imagine he might pop up for the Clash at the Castle, but yeah, he was very, very good. And in regards to Ciampa and Miz, it's a very unorthodox pairing, but I think for Ciampa's success on the main roster, it's a
works. It's a good move, isn't it?
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't really like it per se because maybe I'm so used to NXT Ciampa and what he brought, but we know NXT, especially Black and Gold, and the main roster audience are two different audiences. So if there is anyone that can help Ciampa kind of transform, you know, what he did in NXT to the main roster, it's mad to say, but it probably is Miz. Like, Miz doesn't get enough accolades for surviving as long as he has on the main roster and keeping himself relevant. So, yeah, I think it's a necessary pairing, if anything, for Ciampa's long-term success. But with Triple H in charge already, we can already see, you know, the engine is behind Ciampa to do some great stuff. So he's in good hands now.
I agree. Okay, let's talk about Bobby Lashley versus Theory. Lashley had a great entrance going into this match. He was standing on the podium with the strongest man kind of stuff, and the electricity and the lightning was shining around him. Anyway, but and then he faced off with Theory, which was basically a cup of coffee. It wasn't really a long match. But Lashley retained, which is cool. But what did they do with Theory now? I know he has the money in the bank, and we'll talk about him later on in the main event. But what's next for Theory? Because I feel like they ain't got no plans for Theory, unless that's what they want me to think. I don't know.
The office has changed now, innit? So you never know whether. Well, I think Triple H is behind Theory because Triple H used him a lot in NXT as well. Obviously, he was part of Johnny Gargano's family and all of that stuff they'll do, which is pretty fun. But yeah, it's weird, and I think this week it would have been telling. I think he missed Raw this week because he's had a death in the family.
Yeah. Condolences. He lost his uncle, didn't he?
Yeah. But it would have been quite telling. But I still don't think he's ready to become WWE champion. Like, he will be one day, but he ain't ready. So they have to make him lose this briefcase, but in a way that doesn't make him look too much like a chump. Because that's the issue in the past. Like, people can not cash in successfully, but they always end up looking like a chump, and then they always like literally tumble down the card from there. Like, they need to make this happen in such a way where it's like, like you almost feel sorry that he's lost the briefcase, but I don't know how they're gonna go about doing that.
I mean, I think they just need to, like, I think what I would do is, like you said, take that away and try and build him up a bit more organically. It was far too much of a Vince McMahon push that everyone was going to rebel against him, whether he was good or not, and they did rebel against him. So you have to take him back. You have to take him back to ground zero, and then maneuver him in a better way, like they kind of did with NXT, and put him in that kind of picture, because he is really good. He's a really good wrestler, and he's entertaining as fuck. So
yeah, and you can tell they kind of ripped themselves into a corner, man, because I mean, everybody knew that the case was supposed to go to Cody, so they was like, if it can't go to Cody, let's give it to my guy. But that's it. They kind of ripped themselves into a corner, man. So but I guess in a way they've done it enough so if he loses the case, no one's going to be like disappointed or shocked, because he wasn't believable as the world champion anyway. So yeah,
we'll see what
happens. But then that kind of damages him. Then in the short term, it damages him because he's too new to be doing those kind of things to him. If it was someone like Sheamus, or do you know what I mean, like a transitional champions like those, you can do that. They can lose the briefcase, nothing would happen to them. AJ Styles, given the briefcase, let him lose. Nothing's going to happen to him. It's going to taint Theory if they do that.
So this is my thing, was that I think he should have attempted to cash in, or like he's actually cashed in and it's actually now a triple threat in the main event of SummerSlam. And then Drew McIntyre should have got his revenge then, because I think Theory attacked him maybe on SmackDown or Raw or something. Drew McIntyre should have came out then in the main event and basically stopped Theory from cashing in. Let these men finish their match. Then Theory's cashing is gone. It's not necessarily his fault because Drew got in his way. And then Drew has a cause as well because he's like, I want to be the guy that beats Roman. I want to be the next champion or whatever the case is. But yeah, they didn't. Theory obviously got taken out in that main event and just went to sleep for the rest of it. Like, so
longer than Heyman. Really? Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he was down. Heyman got up and was celebrating and hugging Roman, and Theory was still asleep. So, yeah.
I mean, who are the who has lost the briefcase and then kind of recovered from it? Corbin, I guess. Has he recovered from it?
Corbin,
Sandow lost it.
Cena.
Yeah.
Cena lost the
Sandow
briefcase.
never recovered.
Sandow never recovered. Sandow was gone when Impact, and that was it. He was done.
Otis made a bit of a linear move to American Alpha. What is it now? Alpha Academy that he's doing now after dropping
Otis cashed in.
No,
No,
he
he
lost
lost
it in
it
a
to-
match or something.
yeah.
Did he lose it too?
Miz.
Oh yeah, he lost it to Miz, and then Miz won the title, didn't he? And then lost it to Lashley. Oh yeah. So yes, yeah. So they need to be careful. They have to be really careful what they're gonna do with Theory going forward. I think they'll figure it out though. I do see Theory somehow winning the title. I don't know why. I just see it, but I just don't see him beating Reigns. I don't know. It's a weird one.
It's easier for him to win the title if they separate the titles and he's just champion of one brand. If Theory, how could he be champion of the entire WWE?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It's too early. It's too early for that.
Next up, we had the Mysterios versus Judgment Day. This was a no disqualification match. Tay, what did you think of this match? Do you remember this match at all?
Not really. I mean, look, I feel like Judgment Day is dying a slow death. But they could have done something really good with it. It had the foundations of a really good faction. But I feel like now they're just going to implode and then going to do something weird back again with Edge. I don't know. And I have no idea. But I feel like they kind of needed this win. They didn't get this win. Mysterio's great. Good. You know, Dominic's really good for a newbie. He's still quite a newbie. Ray is Ray. He's always going to win over the crowd. So it was always going to be a good match. But I just felt like kind of really sorry for the Judgment Day. I don't know what they're going to do with them.
Shout out to that guy from the Cheap Heat podcast. He had Finn Balor. He interviewed him over at SummerSlam weekend in like a live show setting, and he asked him about the new pants, the new rig attire with the purple thing. Max, what do you think of this new change for Finn? Is it working or what's going on there?
Like, I like Finn as a heel, but I like aesthetically, I don't really think he even needed to make that change for Judgment Day. But the one thing, again, I'm just looking at and just thinking Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, they're all Triple H people. Like, Triple H has been very kind to all of them since they came in through NXT or NXT UK and Rhea Ripley's case. So, yeah, there could be some good plans for them. At least, you know, something like Rhea Ripley being women's champion and the lads being tag team champions or something like that. Like they could run something like that.
Okay, interesting. So the Mysterios picked up the win, I believe, or was it? Oh yeah, because Edge showed up. That's right.
Yeah.
Edge showed up with hair looking good. Did he have was it like a remix of the Brood theme?
Yeah.
The remix of the Brood theme.
I thought he was going to keep that, but then he went back.
To understand. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, Judgment Day. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm sold on Judgment Day yet, man. I wanted to like them. When they turned on Edge, I was gassed about it, but nothing has happened since.
And then Rhea Ripley got injured. Rhea Ripley is the selling point of that group.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, they need to just push her and just let them man follow, sort of thing.
Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. Mex, are you upset that Pat McAfee couldn't keep the same theme song from WrestleMania? It's not the same, is it?
No, it wasn't the same. I felt like this match was fun because it was scrappy. Like Pat got botched and slipped and all around the ring and all that kind of stuff. But it made it feel like more of a fight. Like it wasn't like a perfect like wrestling match. But like Scan said earlier, the level of these celebrities coming into WWE is going up. And I'd argue that Pat was the first one that raised the bar, even before Bad Bunny came in and raised it again. And now Logan Paul. But yeah, this wasn't the best performance from Pat. But yeah, it was a decent match sort of thing. I'd like to think that maybe we start seeing less of him in these places now that this is going to be more of a wrestling centric show. But yeah, we'll see.
Scan, what did you think of this match? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, but I think what took it, what did it for me, man, was the commentary on this match. The commentary on this match was legendary, where you can tell that Corey Graves don't like him, and you could tell Michael Cole's like a stan for my guy.
Invested.
It's just, and it was the arguing, it was all of that, but it was hilarious.
There was this thing where Corey said to him, "You never, why are you bulking your opinion all of a sudden? You never," and he goes, "It's a new era, it's a new day." So
Yeah.
Things change, as old Cole said.
Cole is slyly one of the MVPs of commentary, man. Like, if you think about it, he's been in the game for nearly 25 years. He's been doing it, man. So yeah, but in regards to the match itself, man, I guess it kind of got overshadowed by the Logan Paul match a little bit, man. That's you could tell. But it was all right, man. It was a solid outing for him. But he's over. He's so over. That's the thing.
Yeah, he is. He's loved. Do you think it's Corey versus Pat coming soon? Corey's all clear to wrestle.
Survivor Series.
Yeah. So probably
that's exactly where they're going with this. Yeah, which is it's okay, but I'm kind of overseeing Pat in the ring. It was like, all right, one and done, and then we did two. I was like, do you know what? I'll give you this one. Now I'm like, no, sit down. Now,
yeah, I agree. I don't think we need to see more Pat, man. To be honest. I like him as a commentator, but in the ring, I don't want to. All right. What was the next match? It was here we go. The Usos versus the Street Profits, the tag team championship match, undisputed. Why was Jeff Jarrett the referee? Because I haven't been watching Raw.
It was Nashville.
Is that it? Because it's in Nashville.
So in Money in the Bank, the finish saw Street Profit. What's his face? Montez Ford. His shoulder wasn't down. And then they had a rematch, I think, on Raw, and then the exact same thing happened. So, let's not trust these referees, and let's go and get someone that's not a referee to come and referee the match in Jeff Jarrett, and that's exactly what they did. And I guess it's Nashville, and that's why he was there.
Another great match between the Usos and the Street Profits, back and forth. Always exciting when these two get in the ring. I think we all could agree with that. They are slowly. I'm loving the slow burn booking on Montez Ford, man. It's slow and it's going to happen. And there's another hint they dropped on Raw. We'll talk about that when we talk on Raw. But Montez is the guy, right? That's the right one. That's the right choice between the two. What do you guys think? Or is it
to do what? Though? What to do what?
Or is it a twist? Is this a twist here where all the focal point is focusing on Montez turning heel and leaving Angelo behind? Or is it Angelo that's going to turn heel? What do you guys think?
I don't know about who. Do they need to turn on each other? Can't they just walk away?
No, this is WWE. Someone has to turn.
But Max, you can see what they're doing, right? You know it's happening.
Yeah. It looks that way, especially after Raw. It definitely looks that way.
Yeah, it's happening.
I think it's going to be Dawkins is the one who's going to turn heel.
I get that feeling too.
Yeah, it has to be because if they choose to do those like couple matches, like it's not going to work if Bianca's a face and my man's a heel. So it's definitely got to be Dawkins that turns heel, man. Definitely.
My only thing is, you know what? We'll talk about it. When we talk about Raw, we'll talk about it. But okay, let's put a pause to that, and we'll come back to that after. But yeah, great match, right? Usos incredible, Street Profits incredible. Just great.
I will just say one quick point, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. Like the fact that Jeff Jarrett was a face on Saturday and was like a heel on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Did you guys get to see the Ric Flair? Did you see the Ric Flair last match? Did you see it?
Yeah, bro. Did you see some of the lead up? That was epic, bro.
The lead up it is what it is. But what do you guys think of the actual match itself?
I didn't watch it because I have no interest in seeing Ric Flair. I watched the card. Don't get me wrong. I watched it and I really enjoyed it. I stopped at the main event.
I don't know why Flair is doing this madness, man.
Don't want to see
madness. So Taker was in the crowd. Brett was in the crowd. Foley was in the crowd.
DDP was there as well.
DDP was there. Foley even said that Dewey, his son, said it was better than SummerSlam. Foley jokes, you know.
Okay, mate.
And then you know what? I couldn't even finish that. I couldn't finish the match. Like, because Flair was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. So I watched a bunch of his matches.
That's exactly why I didn't watch it.
I was watching this, yeah. I'll tell you what my last straw was. The last straw, obviously Flair's already juiced himself. We all know he was going to do that because that's what Flair does, especially for NWA. He's going to want to juice himself. Oh, I need to do my last match at NWA so I can juice myself all over again. The last straw for me, though, is when he's ringside, yeah. He's fighting Jay Lethal ringside, yeah. Chopping him. Jay Lethal chopping back, yeah. By the way, he's ringside, so Taker's there. You can see Taker, you can see Brett, you can see all them man, yeah. Ric Flair decides to pretend to have a heart attack, yeah. he goes, right? I'm looking in the crowd, yeah, to see the reaction of people, yeah. And Ric Flair's daughters, yeah, stood up. The one that's married to Conrad. Ric Flair's got the oldest daughter married to Conrad.
Yeah.
She stands up in fucking fair blood because she actually believes that my man's actually having a heart attack. Yeah. But she doesn't know this is, she's like, and then Jay Lethal paused because obviously Jay Lethal knows what's going on, but he paused to like play a part, like, oh, are you okay? And then Flair pokes him in the eye. I was like, I'm taking this off, man. I can't do this, man. I'm taking this off. This man has no shame. No
Andrade
shame.
said he actually passed out during the match.
That's true. That's actually true. Yeah. So there's a part where he did a figure four, and he did a figure four on Jeff, but he's laying in the back, and the ref is like, "Oh my God, your back's on the floor. I should be like counting 1, 2, 3, innit?" So the ref goes to count 1, 2, 3, and Andrade kicks Flair like, "What are you doing? Get up, get!" And he's like, "Oh," and then you could hear him say, "I passed out."
I'm so glad I didn't watch that.
Like the Michaels match was perfect. Why do you have to come nearly 9 years later, 8 years later, and do another match when you were given the perfect send-off? I just don't get it, man. Anyway.
I swear the man almost died like 5 years ago. Like, why are you doing this to yourself?
100%.
Like,
he shouldn't even be medical cleared to wrestle because he's actually got a pacemaker in his heart. That's crazy.
The guy's not short on bread either. It's not like you're broke and you need the money, bro. Like, what are you doing?
This is an obsession, isn't it? It's an obsession, bro. All right, let's circle back to SummerSlam. So let's talk about the singles for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It was Liv Morgan. It was Ronda Rousey. This was a rematch for when Liv... Did Liv beat her in a one-on-one capacity in Money in the Bank?
No,
she cashed in.
Oh, she cashed in. So this was a rematch to the cash-in, which obviously Liv got the title from. And now this is their first time competing one-on-one. Tay, what did you think of this match between Liv and Ronda Rousey?
I'm not mad at it. They had to find a suitable way for Liv to retain that title without Ronda just kind of running right over her. And then she just kind of does like a small package like they usually do. So I was happy with the finish, that it was quite controversial. I mean, the match itself was all right. It was never going to be a Bianca and Becky. So the positioning on the card was good for it. I wasn't, just watching, I was like, okay, this is cool. Ronda, I'm not really sure where they're going with this moody Ronda. I feel like she's better than that character. Like, have her do something significant. Like, she is a fucking MMA champion. Like, why are you having her being, I don't like this, I'm just a bit like, it's so weird. Like, give her something specific and something tangible to be. But Liv is cool.
But do you agree that the heel turn made sense?
I do.
For Ronda?
Yeah, I think it made sense. Why she's pissed? It made perfect sense why she would act that way, in my opinion.
Yeah, but give her a bit more substance, not just she's moody. It's weird. I don't know. But it was a good match.
So we had a face turn at the start of the pay-per-view with Becky turning face, and then towards the end we have a heel turn with Ronda turning heel. Scan, right decision from WWE?
Oh yeah, 100%. She wasn't. I don't know, man. It was something odd about this Ronda's second run, man. It just wasn't hitting like the first one. So they definitely needed to do something. I think she definitely works better as a heel. So right decision, made sense, man.
I think it's because she's not that good of a talker, and you can't really be a good face without having some kind of charisma, which she does not have.
Right.
The one thing I would say is this is not the first time Ronda has lost a match by putting someone in a submission and her shoulders being down. Like,
Yeah.
I know there is like literally no continuity in WWE, but like you're making her look like an idiot. Like as if she's been wrestling, so she should know shoulders on the mat means I'm gonna pin you. You see what I mean? I'm gonna start counting. Like, why does she keep pinning people and her shoulders are down? Like, is she ever gonna learn how to actually wrestle or the rules of wrestling? They're not selling her, making her look good at all.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll be interested to see what happens on SmackDown with Ronda Rousey's promo that he's going to cut. I feel like Triple H should really, when it comes to scripted promo,
the breaking news is, the breaking news is she's not actually going to be at SmackDown because she's been suspended.
Because
she attacked the referee after the match.
Wicked. This is good. This is good. This is what it should be like.
But you know what Triple H has to do next, right?
What's that?
Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey.
That has to happen.
Shayna was his 2-time NXT Women's Champion. So we know Vince never thought anything of Shayna, but Triple H surely does.
Do you know what? Is Shayna the luckiest person right now? Or 100%. Is it Angelo Dawkins? Because Angelo Dawkins was on the chopping block.
It's definitely Shayna Baszler. Because this guy said in 2022 now, he said in 2020 that I don't see anything in Shayna Baszler, Andrade, and Aleister Black. And she's the only one that still got a job 2 years later.
Wow. Vince said those words?
Yeah. I don't see anything in them 3 people.
Madness.
And look at the names of the 3 people you don't see nothing in.
Vince is mad. Charlotte? What do you see in here? and Angelo's not lucky because Vince always thought he was D'Lo Brown. So Vince was like, okay, yeah. I still got D'Lo in the books. He looks great. Black doesn't crack. All right. I was gonna say that in this new era, I don't want to see no more scripted promos. Let the wrestlers do their thing. But I do feel there's some wrestlers that need to have. There's some wrestlers that can't. There needs to be exception to the rule with some wrestlers. And Ronda needs a scripted. She needs a scripted promo, not a scripted long promo like Vince and my man. What's my man name? Kevin Dunn will give her. But just like short and sweet. Just I'm not messing around. I'm here to beat your ass. I'm gonna whip your ass. That's it. You know what I mean? There's simple things like that. But I feel like Ronda definitely needs a scripted promo because she can't cut a promo to save her life. But we'll see what happens when she returns. I want to see a vicious Ronda. I want to see a Ronda act like Bret Hart in '97 when he's complaining about all the officials. This is bullshit. I want to see that. I want to see that with Ronda. Give her the Bret Hart pen. Anyway, before we talk about the last man standing match, I went on Sports Skeeter website and I Googled because I have to admit I'm going to spoil it already. I'm going to say my feelings on that main event before we even talk about it. I loved it. I thought it was one of the greatest last man standing matches WWE's ever produced. And it was very entertaining. It was very reminiscent of the late 90s wrestling, where WWE used to just pull things out of the bag and do something unpredictable and do something fun. It was a great, great match. And I went on Sportskeeda's website to see what did they rank as the top 10 best last man standing matches. And they have an honorable mentions. They have Triple H versus Shawn Michaels at Royal Rumble 2004. Does anyone remember that match? Mm-hmm. Big Show versus Alberto Del Rio at SmackDown. I don't remember this match at all.
Keep going.
This is still honorable mention. Ric Flair versus Triple H at Survivor Series 2005. I think I remember that. To me, this next match should not be an honorable mention. This should be in the top 10 list. This is a classic match. Mankind versus The Rock, St. Valentine's Day Massacre in your house.
Honorable mention.
I know. I can't believe that's an honorable mention. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's go to the. Oh, okay. My bad. No, that's actually number 10. That's number 10.
Yeah. Is that the one where he gets the forklift and put it on top of him?
Yeah. So that's number 10. Sorry, Tay. That's not honorable mention. That's number 10.
Okay.
Number 9 is John Cena versus Bray Wyatt in Payback 2014. I do remember that match. I think that match was actually really good. Edge versus Chris Benoit, Backlash 2005. I don't remember that match? Triple
I don't
H versus Randy Orton at No Mercy, 2007. Batista versus John Cena, Extreme Rules, 2010. Undertaker versus Batista, Backlash, 2007. Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens for the IC title in Royal Rumble 2016. The same day, AJ Styles. Actually, I do remember that match being great, actually. Cena versus Umaga, Royal Rumble 2007. John Cena versus Edge, Backlash 2009. And they got at number 1. Triple H, yeah, and this would have been my number 1 before what happened the other day. Triple H versus Chris Jericho at Fully Loaded 2000. That was a great. So, I don't know if you guys remember any other last man standing matches that hasn't been mentioned that should have been in there.
There were some good ones in. I remember Ciampa Gargano in Takeover. I can't remember what Takeover it was.
The one where they were standing.
Yeah. That's
was wicked.
That was a terrific one. But
yeah, that was
like you're saying, this for me, and granted, you probably see more wrestling than I have. This is the greatest last man standing match I have ever seen. No cap.
I have to say, it's definitely there, bro. I think it is number 1. I haven't been excited about it, especially because of that stipulation. I don't get excited about it anymore. I don't care for it. Like Jericho and Kane had a really good last man standing match back in the day. I think that might have been a Monday Night Raw, but it might have been a pay-per-view. But that was over Jericho spilling coffee on Kane, like a stupid storyline. But that was actually quite fun. And then obviously I would have said Jericho Triple H Fully Loaded. That would have been my number 1 pick before what I saw on Saturday. I just haven't seen a match like that in ages, and it was so fun. It was so entertaining, and I'm glad it did something new as well. WWE needed that. It needed something new, and it was good that Lesnar was like a bit like Steve Austin in his heyday, doing madness with the forklift. But yeah, I'm glad you said that, Max, because I think it might be the greatest last man standing match ever. I could be wrong, but what I mean in terms of a WWE standpoint, because you have a lot of NWA marks that'll be like, oh, well, Tully Blanchard, Magnum PI in 1985, which obviously them man were killing it, so I'm not going to disrespect them man. But yes, I would say in a WWE standpoint, it probably is the best. Tay, what did you think of this match? Your husband was in it, man. Tell me about it.
I know. It was great. It was a great match. It was a great match. You know them two are going to put it out of the bag, but Brock was on his A game. Like he was like, he just left it all in the ring.
One of the best sports entertainers of all time.
From the mic flip, I was like, this is it. Like,
you know what?
It was a nice touch in it just to have like something that was very Brock, and he was like, "Now I'm coming out. This is country boy. You're gonna get a country ass whooping." Like it was really good.
Yeah, what did you think of the match? Did you like the shenanigans, the gimmicks? Did you like everything? What's going on with you?
Do you know what, right? And I don't know if it will be, but if this is Brock's Boneyard match, like he should bow out on this one, man.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion, like even the way he looked, bro, he looked wedged, bro. I was like, whoa, I've never seen it. Like
disgusting, bro.
Crazy. Yeah, man. But you know what, right? And this is what makes me smile inside, really. You know, I love the fact that a lot of these internet heads are like, oh, AEW innovating this, innovating that. I love when WWE just comes through and just shows them levels, you know. And like this was an example of that. It's like, you man ain't never touching anything like that. Man came through with a digger and lifted the whole ring, like you know, in live TV. So basically, if it was a film, that was one take, you know, that whole match.
I am very interested by the fan standpoint of the obvious bias that we see when it comes to certain federations. Don't get me wrong. I know WWE has hurt a lot of people within recent times and their booking. And a lot of people are fed up and angry and frustrated, and they just don't even want to accept when WWE are doing good things. But you can't deny that, man. Like if AEW was to do that with the forklift and all them AEW marks would be like, oh my God, did you see what Keith Lee and you know?
Bro, if this don't get 5 stars from Meltzer, bro, I don't know what he's doing with his life, bro. It
was a great match, man. It was entertaining. I've never watched a wrestling match usually when I watch wrestling, I'm gonna be like, I'll be real with you guys. I use it as a backdrop to things I need to get done. I'll be on the laptop, just there. This one, the laptop was closed. I was watching it. What's going on here, man? Like, I felt like I was 15 again watching wrestling. So it was so good.
My missus was watching with me, and the investment every time Brock got inside that tractor, and then obviously when he pushed the ring first, that's a mad thing. And then he lifts the ring, and she's on like he's endangering the crowd. But that's the reaction, because now you can show this to someone that don't watch this, you know, what we watch, and it's like, this is a mad thing. You can either get them like invested, or it's like, but the reaction.
Bring back Jerry Springer wrestling, bro. That's what WWE used to be. Jerry Springer in wrestling, bro. That's what Attitude Era was. Bring that shit back, bro. They might as well. They're gonna go PG-13 anyway. They're probably looking to get MJF coming in soon. There's reasons why they're going PG, not PG-13. Sorry, they're going what's it called?
TV-14.
TV-14. They're going X-rated anyway, so they're gonna want to bring back. And obviously, it's a smart move because they got the Logan Paul. They want Israel from UFC. They want more influencers who talk a lot of smack on their social media platform. They're gonna bring that to WWE. They're gonna make it more X-rated. Bring guys like MJF in. Bring all these people in. Just take over, man. It's shut down the dance, man.
Bro, this match was like a sports entertainment masterpiece, man. You can tell why these guys get paid the big bucks, you know, because when they come to headline in a pay-per-view, they come through and deliver, shut it down. You know, you can tell they got chemistry. They probably wrestled like 7, 8, 9 times now, but like, boy, they just ended their series nicely, man. Nice.
One thing I have to say, at the end of it, and as much as a fan of Roman as I am, Brock kind of had to win. Brock kind of saw off everything. Like, yeah, he got buried at the end, and cool, that's how it ended. But like, just kind of from a story point of view, like Roman's obviously shown his dominance now. It's like, how can he be beaten? He probably loses to Drew McIntyre in September at Clash of the Castle. But it's like, what's Drew McIntyre gonna put him through to get the 1, 2, 3? You see what I mean? Like, Roman is so clear of everybody right now. Like, Drew has to cut man with that sword he carries. Like, it doesn't make sense how he wins otherwise. Like,
it'll be interesting. There might be some shenanigans. There might be, you know, you have the Usos protecting Reigns, but Drew might have some reinforcements too. You never know. There might be.
You know what? I just feel like Drew can't win this. He shouldn't win it. He shouldn't win it. No, he shouldn't. Do you think Drew deserves to win?
Who should slay Reigns? Because I made a bold prediction.
Not right now,
I
anyway.
said it was going to be Gableson. I said Gableson was going to be the one who's going to finally take down the Roman Empire. And obviously, we haven't even seen Gableson wrestle yet. You get what I'm saying? So, but I thought it would be him because they want to
go
a big rocket on
You
that
have to
guy.
keep the belt. You have to keep the belt on him for another year because you haven't built anyone up other than Brock to legitimately beat him. Like, there's no one. You can't give it to anyone else. If they can't give it to Brock, you can't give it to anyone else. You can't give it to Drew.
And this is why I say it should have been Brock, really, because think about it. Roman is champion because Brock's a part-timer. Well, Roman's a part-timer now. So
yeah.
Brock really and truly, after that performance in that match, he should have just said, "Bun this, got up from under the rubble and just finished my man." And then, yeah, I'm the champion now. Just to kind of even the playing field and reduce that gulf between Roman and the rest of the roster. But the gulf has become bigger. And like I say, I like Drew. I want Drew to be the guy to beat Roman. But correctly, like Tay's saying, believability, he's not there yet. Like, why should he? Like, what is he gonna have to do to just get that 1, 2, 3? It's a bit hard to conceive right now.
The only thing they're going to say is that Drew beat Brock Lesnar. That's the one thing that you've got to say. Oh yeah, of course he can beat Roman, but that was what one.
Roman's beaten Brock twice this year already now. So
it's just not. They like they've been doing before. They've dug themselves a hole, and now you're going to have to long it out to be able to finish this storyline with Roman being head of the table. You have to long it out for another year to build everyone else because you just left everyone in the dust. You were building pay-per-views around them. Royal Rumble was all about Brock and Roman. Like, you've left everyone for months. And now you're coming up to Clash of the Castle in a month? And you're like, right, Drew, this is your time. It's not your time, bruh. Sit down.
It's true.
Let's see what happens, man, because it might actually be Drew's time. I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
It is. Don't get me wrong. It is his time, but it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But
All right. So we're all in agreement. This was an excellent SummerSlam. I'm gonna go around, ask everybody your rankings out of 5. What do you guys rank SummerSlam out of 5? I'll go over you first, Scan.
For me, it's definitely a solid 4.5, man. That was I was sports entertained from beginning to end.
Okay.
I'll be I'm like a 4.5. Okay, 4.5.
Next.
And with the guys, it's 4.5.
I'm gonna say 4. I'm gonna say 4. A strong 4, though. This is not 4.5, but I'm still gonna say 4. Yeah, the reason why I say 4, I think there were some matches I didn't care about. I didn't care about Corbin and McAfee. I didn't care about Theory, Lashley. I didn't care about these matches. So I felt
the good thing about those matches were they weren't long.
Yeah, no, that's the good thing.
The
They were quite quick, but I don't know, man. I kind of wanted to watch it from start to finish. You know what I mean? But I mean, But yeah, it was a strong, very good pay-per-view, though. Very, very good. Let's talk about the night. 2 nights afterwards, Monday Night Raw, because sometimes that's not Saturday. Started off with Becky Lynch coming down with a sling in her arm. Obviously had an injury. She got a really nice promo about her match with Bianca Belair. Gives Bianca Belair the ratings that she deserves. Says that she is the EST. Asks her to calm down. Bianca calms down. Becky kind of just says lovely things about her. Kind of passes the torch. Says you are the best. Hugs her, and then gives the floor. And she said, "What she say, Max? She said, I will be back."
Yeah, she said, hold down the place B. I'll be back.
That's really nice. And then Bianca Belair cut a promo, and she was interrupted by Bayley, right? Was she interrupted by Bayley?
No, it jumped. So it ended, and then them lot beat her up in the back.
Because they attacked Becky Lynch backstage. That's it. And then Bianca Belair ran out. That's it. And one thing I didn't like about Bianca Belair, though, when she ran backstage, you can clearly see what happened to her in time.
In high heels as well, boy. She licked them heels, boy. I was like,
she's an athlete. She can see what's going on with Becky in the title trend. She's obviously getting jumps. And when she come backstage, she's like, "What happened? what happened, Becky?"
As if you didn't know why you ran backstage.
You see the damn thing. That's why you're there.
It's Vince McMahon isms that they need to erase from her, bro.
It's gonna take a while though, because she was born in born in WWE. So it's gonna take her a little while.
The training.
The others are probably like, whatever.
It's true.
The training needs to. Well, that was a good, nice opening segment. Max, talk to me about Miz versus AJ Styles versus Mustafa Ali. This is a triple threat match. Whoever wins this faces another competitor from another triple threat match later on the night, and whoever wins that match will face Lashley for the US title. What do you think of this triple threat?
We got quality wrestling on Monday Night Raw. And before this, if you guys saw, they had the vignette to put over the US Championship, which I thought was brilliant, because when they started this vignette and they said JBL narrating, I said, what kind of nonsense is this? And then they got to the point of talking about the actual championship, and I thought, so even just through this, they elevated this championship and made us think, okay, this is why we need to care about it. And that was good stuff. That we got, great action amongst Miz, Ali, and Styles. Just literally just such a good match. Miz, with his injured ribs, didn't do much, but he just done what he needed to do to get by in the match. Obviously, we saw the great finish to that match. The 450 counted into the Styles Clash, and then the pin. AJ Styles looking good. Ali getting a good showcase as well. And obviously, we've seen Miz now throughout the show kind of moved into this kind of taking a step back and letting Ciampa do his thing, which is, I'm sure fans will welcome as well. So yeah, it just makes sense. This is, a triple threat match. We're gonna have another triple threat match. It's gonna motivate a number one contender. Like, this is basic stuff, but stuff that's been void from WWE for so long. And it's just good to just like get back to basics of just building a wrestling show with good wrestling.
Scan, Mustafa Ali did a 450 splash, bang, lands on the Miz, but the elevation of the splash brings him up, and AJ catches him into a Styles Clash onto the Miz. what a great finish. What did you think of that finish?
That was chef's kiss, man. That was executed to perfection.
Absolutely.
Man, yeah, you know, all of that. And I think Ali, I know he's going to be featured a lot more in the Triple H era, man. That man deserves something, at least a US title run or whatever, man, because he's been through the ringer.
What?
But,
What?
Yeah.
You're gonna put the US title on an Indian and Pakistani? You know that's what Vince would say. I'm not saying that. I mean, I think that's definitely should happen. So I'm all for that. But you know that's what Vince would say.
Yeah, man.
Anyway,
he's class. He's class.
Gonna get cancelled.
This guy was like, "What?" No, absolutely, and that's a great statement to do because you put it on Ali not only because he deserved it, because he's an outstanding athlete, he's a great, incredible wrestler, but it would just go against the grain of what Vince probably wouldn't see in Ali. Do things that Vince just undo everything Vince and show that we are moving in a progressive movement of wrestling, and we do see Indians and Pakistanis as Americans as well. You know what I mean? Make that stand.
And everyone, because everyone who's foreign is a heel.
Yeah, stop doing all these stupid gimmicks like every heel. That's what I read about Ali. Ali, they've tried to do that whole thing with him. And he was like, no, you're not gonna let my race be the reason why I'm a heel. Make me a heel if you want, but you're not gonna make it about me being Pakistani and me being a heel. That's what I read about. He's a G, absolute G. That's
his promos are incredible as well, man. His promos are highly underrated.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. So I'm all for that. One day I want to see Ali as a US champion for sure. I just want to make that abundantly clear before anybody else thought I was actually being genuine. MK with a Vince McMahon. Let's keep it moving. Tay, did you get to see the triple threat match? Did you like it?
I've seen highlights of Raw, so I haven't seen everything.
Okay, it was a great match, definitely. Next up, Montez Ford versus Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins comes down to cut a promo. Did he mention Street Profits? Why did Street Profits cut him off? Because they're boys of Riddle, isn't it? They're boys of Riddle. Yeah. So they come to defend Riddle's honor. I think Seth was chatting smack about Riddle. Because Riddle... Oh, we didn't talk about that SummerSlam. Did Riddle show up at SummerSlam?
Yeah, he ran in and called out Seth, and then Seth and him had like a pull apart brawl sort of thing.
And he curb stomped him, right?
Yeah.
So Seth come out, talk about that. Street Profits come to defend Riddle's honor. Montez and Angelo was making jokes about how did he not lose to Cody with one booby? Because Cody was saying that he could. I mean, Seth was saying he could beat them. But this is the one thing. Here's the reason why I think it's going to be Montez. Because I including was thinking it's going to be Angelo, right? But I actually do think it's going to be Montez. Because they're focusing on Montez's reactions after they lose the match. They keep doing that. Keep going back to his face. Not really showing much at Angelo. I know this could be a clever swerve. So that's why I'm thinking it might be a clever swerve. But this is the point on Raw where I was like, okay, it's going to be Montez. It's when they were talking to Seth. Seth was like, I'll beat you both. Come out. One of you come down. I'll beat you. And Montez was like, all right, we'll just do. He goes, Houston, would you like to see the Street Profits whip Seth's ass? The crowd goes wild. And then they go to do the Ching Chang Walla, noughts, crosses, and paper.
Rock, paper, scissors, bro.
What is noughts and crosses and what?
I can say that. We say things differently. Rock, paper, scissors, right? And then Angelo didn't even get to finish. Montez just grabs the referee and runs straight in the ring. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
He just ignored Angelo. Angelo didn't even get to do the game. He didn't play fair with the game. He just, no, I want Seth. I want to beat him. And he lost again. So I think they're going to get to a point where Montez gets desperate for a win. And he's going to blame Angelo for the reason why he keeps losing. And that's the heel turn. What do you guys think of that?
I mean, that's what that looked like in isolation. It looked like, maybe he's being a bit selfish and he's wanting to kind of excel his own career sort of thing. I do think that they need to make Angelo the guy to kind of have a run before they even touch Montez. Like...
I tried to act like my screen is frozen. Yeah. You think it should be Angelo?
I think if they're gonna split them, if they turn heel or face, I really think they should maybe just leave Montez Ford to just do character stuff. Maybe even pair him with Bianca Belair, just to be a mouthpiece, a little manager or something, and let Angelo be focused on. Because if they start both of their singles career at the same time, there'll only be one man that garners the crowd reactions, and we know that is.
When they do split, Angelo is keeping the same garms, isn't it? where Montez is going to be upgraded with nice Versace shirts. It's going to, he's going to look sick.
Let's hope that's of the old regime and Angelo gets repackaged as well.
Sweatband, you know what I mean?
He'll still have the sweatband, 100%.
Angelo have the sweatband till 2039, blood. Where Montez will have the sexy dance to get me. The girls will love him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it needs to be Montez. I feel like when Montez is a face, he doesn't know quite what to do. I feel like, don't get me wrong, he's got so much charisma from the bucket load. He's a star. I said it. From the day I first saw Street Profits come out and they had that match, their first debut match at NXT in 2017 against the tag team, the Mechanics or something like that. They call them Mechanics or whatever. And Angelo come out skanking with that red cup. I was like, yeah, this is the guy. Yeah. From then, I was like, yeah, he's the one. And my only gripe with Montez is he gets too excitable. He's like, welcome to Monday Night Raw! And he's like overshadowed. He's a bit Jim Carrey. He's a bit of an over actor. He's doing a bit too much. And I feel as a heel, they could train him to be like, you know what? Let's be cool. Say things calm. You don't need to be like that. You're a bad guy now. You don't need to overcompensate for the fans. You don't care about the fans. You don't care about what the fans think. I think this would be great for Montez. I think he needs to be the heel because I think with that, he will learn how he can navigate and cut promos in a very convincing way without having to do too much theatrics. And I think that's the only thing that's holding him back, the theatrics, in my personal opinion. I think he needs to be a heel. I think it has to be Montez. It has to be. And I think they're ready for it. I think they're gearing for it. I think they know he's the guy. And I think this is the future. Corporate Rock 2022. Let's go. Not comparing to Rock, by the way. I'm not comparing to Rock. The
problem is if they book him as a heel, obviously Angelo's the face, and booking a face to start being loved by the crowd is a lot harder.
Yeah, I agree. Angelo he's going to be in a slippery slope. They need to think of something for him quick, but okay.
They just have to put him in a faction. Like he needs to get recruited by someone quick time straight away afterwards.
MVP,
maybe?
New Day, you know.
I say New Day. Give him one of them.
Don't get it twisted. I don't have the opinion that I don't think Angelo is a Marty Jannetty. And no offense to Marty.
No.
Because he was an excellent worker, by the way. Big up Marty Jannetty. But I don't think Angelo Dawkins is a Marty Jannetty in any standpoint. I think he will have a successful career. I just feel, it could be Montez. But who knows? Next, it could be right. The best thing for it could be Angelo, because if Angelo does turn heel, that could save his career. Where if Montez is the one that turns heel, I'm scared of what they're gonna do with Angelo. But it's Triple H now. It's not Vince now. So maybe we shouldn't be scared.
We just not be scared. No. Yeah. If Dawkins turns face, it's a wrap for him. We know this. He has to turn heel, and it's okay. But it's okay for Montez to be face for a while. He can do it. He'll overact a bit, but he can do it. Just enough time for Dawkins to be,
How about they both should turn heel, and they both, as a faction, still go for single titles.
Or just turn them to a heel tag team.
We are the nation. Domination. Let's keep it going. We'll see what happens. I'm excited to see what they do with Montez. I think it's going to be a great look. Next up, it was Alexa Bliss versus Asuka. These two were going back and forth. Asuka was on fire. She was killing me. She was smashing it, entertaining, just doing the thing against Alexa Bliss. Nice back and forth between the two. But then Bayley's new faction, who we haven't got a name for, have we? We haven't got a name for Bayley.
Control is what they're rumored to be called, yeah.
So Control come down, Bayley, Io Sky, Dakota Kai interfere. Bianca Belair comes in to save the day. And then Bianca Belair says, hey, I'll take on one of you, whoever it is. And Io Sky was like, I want you. I was like, ooh, Bianca Belair was Io Sky. I want to see some of that. So we got that to look forward to for later on Raw. Ciampa versus Ziggler versus Chad Gable. This was probably the best match of Monday Night Raw that took place last night. I think this is better than the AJ Ali.
I think the first triple threat match.
I think this match was incredible. This was like...
Yeah, it was good. 100% it was good. But I think that was better.
Ciampa was on form. Ziggler was on form. Chad Gable was on... There was a spot they did where Chad... he does that rolling German suplex. And then Ziggler came in, caught Chad with the zigzag at the same time. I was like, yes, NXT. Ciampa picked up the win, and we'll get to see Ciampa versus AJ Styles later on that night. You guys ain't much more to say about that, do we? We can move on from that. Right?
Yeah, not about that much, no.
Bianca Belair faced off with Io Sky. This was actually really good. A good match.
No finish.
Hmm?
You didn't get a finish. No finish.
No finish, though. Because
I was okay with, because I wasn't trying to see Io Sky lose on her debut.
I agree. It didn't have a finish because the girls interfered again, didn't it? Yeah. Oh, that's it. Bianca Belair was mashing up Io Sky. She went to throw her back in the ring. And then Bailey and Dakota Kai sat on the apron. And then Bliss and Asuka come to back Bianca Belair. A brawl ensues. And then there was a part I really liked it. There was a part where Bianca actually tried to go for Bailey, and then Asuka held her back. That was really good. So this is good. We're getting more women in the storylines. All coming together. More of this. More women wrestling. And big up to the women who won the Euros as well. We didn't talk about that. The Lions brought home the gold for England. Anyway, let's keep going. And then, Edge made a promo with his old theme song. On this day, came back, got a promo.
It was a good promo because Edge's promo since he's been back has just been some long kind of monologues and all of that stuff. This was just straight. I started these man, I'm ending these man on this day again. And that's it.
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah,
No, absolutely. And I like the fact that Judgment Day kept the theme song Edge introduced. That's good.
Yeah.
Ciampa versus AJ Styles. This was cool. It's a good match.
Yeah.
Like to see these two go at it again in a proper main event kind of spot. But it was nice. But Ciampa picked up the win, right?
Yeah.
How did he win again?
AJ Styles was outside. I think he got distracted or something, and he came back into the ring and just got hit with a fairy tale ending.
That's right.
So,
was it Miz who distracted AJ?
Miz was distracting him on the outside. Yeah. Question,
Yeah, go on.
So we can see how Ciampa's being pushed right now, and they're obviously gonna. It seems like they're using the US Championship as like the Raw title, while Roman is kind of holding both these championships. As part of this new era, next week for the US Championship, do you think Ciampa is beating Bobby Lashley?
No. I think, actually, you never know, because they might need you must watch a Raw moment, you must tune in moment. It might be that. And it might be Miz and Maurice causing Lashley a distraction and Ciampa picking up the win. Or Lashley does retain but doesn't win. So Ciampa wins via disqualification or count out. That's how they'll do it. So Ciampa doesn't win the US title yet, but Lashley will chase after the Miz, get counted out. Another rematch happens. Ciampa wins it that way. I don't know. To answer your question, Max, I don't know.
I think Bobby Lashley should keep it personally.
I think he's gonna keep it.
I think he if they're gonna have this kind of Raw champion with the US champion, I think it should stay as Bobby Lashley until they've built up whoever the next guy is properly.
I know what they're gonna do.
Go on.
I figured it out. This is what they're gonna do because it's the Triple H era and wrestling is must watch. So. Ciampa versus Lashley. Lashley's dominating Ciampa, back and forth, bang, 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 bang. Miz Marie steps in. They cause Lashley a distraction. Ciampa hits him with some sort of steel chair or hit his face on the ring buckle or something. Ciampa looks like he's going to win it. Referee goes to count. But who stops the count? Johnny Gargano.
I knew that's where he was going.
NXT! What do you think?
I wouldn't debut Johnny Gargano there necessarily, but it could work.
Because the modern fan wouldn't get it, right? They wouldn't get the reference.
Yeah, it would work though.
Would they get it? It depends on where Raw is. Where's Raw next week? If it's in Brooklyn,
Cleveland, which I think that's where he's from, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, bring back Johnny. Yeah.
What's the name of the song again? This Hollow Heart.
Rebel Heart.
Rebel Heart.
Yeah, he is from Cleveland, isn't it?
There you go. Gargano.
Maybe.
All right, and then the main event was the Usos versus the Mysterios again, and they even said that in the promo. So big up the Usos for that. And always good back and forth. Judgment Day got involved. Rhea Ripley put her freaking tree trunk legs around Dominic's neck, was choking him out. I was like, God damn. And Edge came in. Edge beat up Finn. Edge beat up Damian Priest. But then when he tried to stop, something happened. He tried to stop.
He tried to spear Dominic or Finn. He tried to spin Finn, and Rhea pushed Dominic Mysterio in the way. So he speared
Dominic, but didn't stop to check on Dominic, and ran after Finn and Damian. So how is Dominic going to respond to this? Because Mysterio's obviously looked very upset. His son is hurt. Obviously, Mysterio and Edge going to probably have some words next week, and Dominic is probably not going to like Edge anymore.
Maybe this is the catalyst for Dominic to join the Judgment Day.
He should wear his own like Mysterio mask, like different. It should be like a different type of Mysterio mask.
Dominic needs to pull his dad's mask off his head and say, "That's my thing now."
Take his dad's mask off his head, dye it black, have like some rips in it, have like purple shit hair, like Judgment Day, Mysterio. I hate you, Dad. I hate you. Eddie was my dad anyway. Eddie is my dad. Because remember, Rhea had the "I'm your pappy" shirt last week.
Yeah.
They're going to do that. Oh, no, it was maybe Judgment Day will reveal some sort of next new paternity test, even though they found out that it was anyway.
Years later.
Yeah. What do you think? Dominic do you think Dominic should join Judgment Day?
I definitely think he should leave his dad.
Yeah.
Something new.
Yeah, I mean, I've always felt like he kind of needed to go back to NXT and just cook a little bit more, man. You know, I don't think he's a natural fit on the main roster. It's not believable that he can actually beat anybody, really. You know, so I think he needs to go in development a bit, man.
We'll see what's happening. It's exciting times right now to be a wrestling fan. Triple H, Stephanie's at the helm. AEW still doing great stuff. Cesaro's the new Ring of Honor champion. Claudio Castagnoli, I shouldn't say Cesaro anymore. Jonathan Gresham looks like he's has he left? Or is he still on the contract?
Wants to leave AEW, but they haven't released him yet. But these are the same fans that every time someone wants to leave WWE, you shouldn't be held against your will. So why aren't AEW releasing my man then?
Yeah. What else happening in the world of wrestling? Before we sign off, we're going to sign off in a few minutes.
Well, we said Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Talk about Ric Flair. Naomi and Sasha Banks might be coming back to the WWE. I'm excited to hear about that.
Clash at the Castle.
Clash at the Castle is in September the 3rd, so not too long now. Hopefully the Kickout team will be able to go. We'll see what's happening. Some talks being had, but we don't know for sure yet. Are you guys excited for that show? Are you guys looking forward to that?
Clash at the Castle.
I see the card.
Yeah.
It's only the main event they've announced, in it? Roman versus Drew. But I'm happy for like fans. I'm happy they're having a show in the UK.
Do you think Triple H will keep on like the story of Pete Dunne being Butch, or do you think he would change that?
I slightly think it's good for Pete Dunne.
I actually do think so too. I think it gives him more of a character, and I know Americans like it. So
maybe eventually with time he'll break away from these man and become more wrestling centric. But yeah, I actually think like he can just make Butch a bit stronger and like book him better in it. But
and how is Walter being booked?
Walter?
Yeah.
He's good. Yeah, he's doing good, but right now he keeps beating up his guy. What's his name? Ludwig.
Domestic violence kind of thing.
Why am I getting calls?
What are you getting calls?
Sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay, so beating up Ludwig.
Yeah, so they need to start cooking whoever his next competitor is going to be for the IC championship.
Right, well, that was a very interesting episode of the Kickout. That was quite fun. Thank you guys for joining. Scan, please plug yourself for anyone who doesn't know how to find you in the socials. Please give away some of your social content.
Yeah, you can check me out at SKANDOUZ on everything. My podcasts on the Connoisseurs of Hip Hop, which come out every week. Yeah, man, just check it out. It's on the YouTube on all streaming platforms.
Keep doing your thing, man. I know you had Federal Star on the show recently. I know you keep pushing in. You got some new music coming as well, right?
Yeah, new music coming, event coming, big hip hop.
About the event. I'll come down, man.
Yeah, end of the month, Jazz Cafe, Pass the Torch for Tie 2, Skinny Man, Shorty Blitz, all the top dons will be there.
What day is that?
Wednesday, the 31st of August.
Might be able to make that. Perfect.
Yeah, come down.
Hey, please plug your socials for anybody that likes what you said today and want to know more about you.
You can just follow at the Kickout podcast.
Brainwashed. Max. You always have great things to say. People will definitely want to follow you after they hear your wealth of knowledge. Where can they find you?
WrestleManiac UK on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all them places. And also an event with Wrestling's Battle in the Basement, 21st of August. Bit of a wrestling meets game night meets day party sort of vibe. It's Stoke Newton. So anyone in London area, free event. Just need to get a ticket and come join and party with the man them.
Wicked. I'm gonna have to go through that. Bust a few heads on them. Do you have No Mercy?
No, it'll be WWE 2K.
I haven't got the new one.
But then we got Tekken. There's Tekken and Street Fighter down there as well. We got
perfect. And follow me, Skillet World, SKILLIT World. Follow the Kickout all day at Kickout Podcast. Kickout Podcast on Twitter. I don't think it's the Kickout Podcast. And the Kickout Podcast on Instagram. And we'll have some more content soon when wrestling gets more interesting, like how it has been this weekend. Thank you, guys. We are out. Adios.